Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. Be excited. Start the streaming. Bam! Now it's officially live. So I hope everybody is not overwhelmed by all the hype and the rumors. Hope you've put them all out of mind, coming here with a completely clean slate, because if you don't, then you may be disappointed. Apple hasn't really announced anything yet. It's about to announce things. So that's the one thing I have to remind everybody, because everyone was so disappointed with the last series of announcements from Apple, because none of the announcements seemingly lived up to the rumors or the hype. That's why it's important not to listen to hype when it comes to any kind of product or service. Wait until the word is official, and then either be happy or be disappointed. But never be disappointed based on a rumor, because Apple can't be held responsible for somebody else's delusions. You know what I'm saying? All right, we do have Nomies here in chat. We are also watching your questions as you comment on YouTube Live. We're watching a handful of the live blogs as well. So if you want to participate, that's going to be the best way to do it. With 129 likes before I've really said anything, before Apple's announced anything. There's so many live blogs to watch, including Gizmodo, Engadget. There's also Gadget and the classic, The Verge. Okay, they're not the classic. They're kind of the new thing. The Verge. If you haven't visited The Verge yet, one of my favorite tech websites. I'm not going to say of all time, but damn, they are awesome. It's not just the ones that you may have heard about before. And I'd imagine that many of you haven't heard about The Verge or Gadget. You've heard of Engadget, Gizmodo. Oh, there we go. We have... looks like the statistic here. It's the longest running developer conference that they're aware of anywhere, according to Tim Stevens. And hopefully today we're going to hear about new software and new hardware. Although, I do have a prediction. I don't think we're going to hear much about the next iPhone. If last year's WWDC was any indication. Let's see here. Checking at comments. And I have Matt also on the line, so if I miss something and he sees something, he may interject. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Okay, say hi, Arnold.
Hello, Arnold. How are you?
There. Is that better? Paul Briggs 09 on YouTube. How many developers does it take to change a light bulb? None. It's a hardware problem. I'm guessing that Tim did not open with that. So he's going to give a few updates on the App Store. According to Apple, you got to forgive the language here, because it's, pretty flowery language. It's the most vibrant app ecosystem on the planet. We now have over 400 million accounts on the App Store. That's a few. I wonder how many of those are dupes, though. I mean, I can't imagine a majority of them being dupes. It always throws me off, though, when companies brag about how many apps they have in the App Store, because 90% of the apps that I see in the App Store, any App Store, not just Apple's App Store, suck. That's the truth. I mean, how many times have you downloaded an app only to discover that it sucks? Probably frequently. What are my I love this. X Quick Shots on YouTube asks, what are my thoughts on iOS 6? I don't know. They haven't really talked about it yet. Just calm down. We'll get there. It's happening. According to Apple, over 650,000 apps in the App Store. 225,000 are iPads specifically designed. And that's a big deal, and I think they're pretty much taking a shot at Android at that point. Just because you can get an app for an Android screen that's this big doesn't mean that the app is optimized for a screen that's larger than this. Wow, apparently 30 billion apps have been downloaded from the App Store. And in looking at everything here, $5 billion have gone out from Apple in payments for these apps to developers. That's huge. Because if developers can't make money, unless they make money some other way, they got to find something else to do. That's just the story, right? No shock there. It's noted it's an economy in itself. It operates in 120 countries around the world, and they're adding today an additional 32. Looks like a majority of those are coming from Africa. So Africa is going to get a pretty big boost potentially. Apple likely going to announce something in relation to their older smartphones to get them out into third world countries. And there are a lot more people online in third world countries or connected than I think there are in first world countries, because they have no other way of communicating with everybody else. Not a lot of smartphones, but that doesn't mean that they're not connected. No North Korea support yet. Shocker. I wonder why. What are you most excited about WWDC, or what you'd like to hear about, says Zed Shigo. iOS 6 I am excited about because, it's a software update and I love software. And I think it's reasonable to hear about iOS 6. We may hear a few new things about Mountain Lion as well, and I'm also looking forward to upgrading to that. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how Apple adjusts to Windows 8 when it's released, because Windows 8 is closer to iPad as a product, software and hardware, than I think OS X is to classic versions of Windows. Oh, they're playing a video for, hype. Apple, it's, come on. This is like Christmas in the middle of the year, don't you think? I don't know. Maybe it's just me and a few thousand of my closest friends. Mountain Lion updates have already been posted to Apple's website, and it looks to be a solid round of upgrades. Certainly great if you happen to live inside the world of iOS in your portable life. I'm not sure if we're going to hear anything new about Mountain Lion beyond what has already been announced before. Got my live streaming juice here, watching the announcements come in, waiting for that video to play. It looks like The Verge, as I mentioned before, has got a pretty decent live update site, but Engadgets, I think, it blows them away in terms of the way they navigate. They even have enabled keyboard navigation. By the way, here's a little bonus for you guys while we're waiting for this video. Oh, it's already been thrown away. I was going to pull out something I redeemed today for free. Instapaper is free on iOS this week if you get yourself to a Starbucks and get one of those little download cards. I grabbed it this morning. Instapaper normally costs money, is totally free. That is the pro version or the regular version, not the other version. This is nice. Also, for those of you waiting for this video to play, not this one, but the video on WWDC, head over to go.tagjag.com/free apps. That's still got a massive amount of free stuff you can get on iOS, and including top apps, which I've already redeemed. They're actually now starting to give away free Amazon gift codes that you can get after downloading sponsor apps. Woo! Sorry. I'm allergic to something in here. Checking comments. Keisha2201 says, I really hope for a new Mac Pro. Yeah, I am looking forward to that as well. I've had this Mac Pro for, years. I, unboxed it and set it up live at live.perillo.com a few years ago. And it was a lot of fun. It really was to do that. That was really my, not first Mac. It was the first Big Mac. In fact, I think that's what I called it, Big Mac, because it was big. Yeah, maybe we will see a new Mac Pro. It's been a few years since then. I'm not sure if we're going to hear anything about the next iPad today. That would have happened earlier this year, and I wouldn't expect that we're going to hear about the new iPad, the next new iPad, until 2013. DreadKid08 says that he has his computer connected to his HDTV, has me on the TV, and Gizmodo on his computer. I'm injecting a lot of humor into it. Thank you, including the sneeze. What is on your must-have iOS 6 list? I have been waiting for a new way to navigate apps on the iPhone for ages. That's what I would want to see more than anything. Because I look how many apps I have installed on this thing. Look, hang on. Look. Okay, that's the last page. Here's the first page, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and many of those pages are filled with folders. So I've got like hundreds and hundreds of apps installed on my phone and on the iPad as well. The Outsanity misses my mustache. Sorry. iOS 6 live wallpaper. Yeah, that would be kind of neat. That's one thing I do like about Android, actually. And I did make mention of that with my first experiences with Android Gingerbread, which a lot of people are still running. Looks like they're still running the promo videos. They're really telling the world that iOS rules. And developers, of course, are the backbone to any platform. Yeah, live wallpaper would be pretty cool. There's a few features I'd like to see borrowed from other platforms, and maybe Apple will do just that. I'm reading your comments on YouTube since that's a bit more exciting than the promo video that Apple's running. Hey, I like Apple just as much as any other Apple geek does, but that doesn't mean I want to sit through everything they have to show. Someone asked if I think there'll be a new iPod Touch. It's possible. They haven't revised that in a while either. iMac with touchscreen. The only way I think an iMac with a touchscreen would work is if the operating system supported touchscreen, and OS X currently doesn't, and even Mountain Lion doesn't show signs of it. If it slid onto its back, because you don't want to interact with the touchscreen like this. Your arm gets tired. You want it to slide down like in front of you, like a table, like a Surface. And I tell you, speaking of Surface, I would kill to have a Microsoft Surface in my house, and I've been thinking about earmarking some cash to buy a Surface. Serious, guys. I'm dead serious. Ollie Kerr 96 says, "How are you feeling without Diana?" I'm a little depressed, a little down, but she's doing well, so she's not dead. Everyone misses her in the vlog. And by the way, I uploaded this morning's vlog before WWDC, this stream. So if you didn't know, you should go and watch the vlog. This recent one, I visited an arcade that they set up over the weekend here in Seattle, a classic video game arcade. It was pretty cool. Yep, they're still running the promo video. iOS is awesome! Okay, we get it, Apple. Going back to your comments. Matt, do you see any good comments?
I'm looking some good ones.
WizKid22 is looking forward to Apple Maps if they have turn-by-turn direction. Now, we know that Apple is likely to be replacing Google Maps in iOS 6, or possibly even in a 5.x upgrade. You noticed that they had a different mapping application on the iPhoto app, and that kind of shocked a lot of people. It was just, I guess, a precursor to what's about to happen. Sunny Rain Wind says, "Hi, I'm new to your channel." Well, welcome! We love geeking out. In fact, I will be doing a regular Geek Out this afternoon to be uploaded later this evening. And then, of course, we have started to do vlogs interspersed with Geek Outs. And then, with events like this, we go live onto YouTube. Deco0795, would you think Siri would be introduced in iPad 3 with iOS 6? It's possible that it could be introduced in the latest generation iPad with iOS 6, yes. It certainly has the hardware processing power. And Siri was in beta when it was released on the iPhone. Yes, and the Apple TV announcements. I think for Apple TV...
Now, Chris, would you be excited about an actual Apple TV, a physical TV screen produced by Apple?
Not really. I mean, I already have TVs and HD TVs, and they're serving me well enough. I've got a Google TV. I've got a non-smart TV, HD TV. But I think what's interesting to me is just seeing what Apple might be doing with a Apple TV and the SDK. That makes a hell of a lot more sense to me because it's portable. It's, I would say, in geek impulse buy territory at $99. And if developers will be able to start developing apps for the Apple TV, this becomes the gateway, the phone and or the operating system on the desktop, or I guess the iPad. Oh, looks like they're rolling forward with the announcements.
Yes, some new changes to their notebook lineup. This is exciting.
And they show the Mountain Lion and a number 6, which would mean iOS 6. No shock. And it looks like Phil Schiller is taking the stage. He says, "Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone." You guys should quote that. Phil said, "Good morning to you." Because he said everyone. Even people who aren't really excited about what they're going to announce. So, no surprise here. They're going to be talking about the Air and the Pro. First, some Air updates. What could they do other than this much ballyhooed Retina display?
Didn't they just update the Airs like 6 months ago?
Not too long ago. I got mine at a pretty steep discount because I got like a previous generation, and I saved like $300. Then it's no slouch. And the Air is nice for a MacBook because it's very lightweight. And you know what? For most activities, it's strong enough. It's powerful enough. I would not likely encode video on a MacBook Air today. It would be a bit underpowered for my tastes, but it could work. So it looks like, here's the announcements. New CPUs, Ivy Bridge, up to 2 gigahertz, dual core. This is the 3rd generation, of course. Dual core i7s. Turbo boost up to 3.2 gigahertz, up to 8 gig, 1600 megahertz memory, or 1.6 gigahertz memory, up to 60% faster graphics.
That sounds like a good video encoding machine to me.
Yeah, the MacBook Air just got very interesting. What are they going to do with the Pro? Oh, it looks like you can get up to 512 gigs flash storage now on the Air. And you know what? Hard drives are so yesterday's news. In fact, I read in a comment on YouTube in one of our videos saying, "Oh, I'll upgrade to SSD when I can get 256 gigs." I'm like, I've had 256 gigs on a flash drive for a few years now. Oh, and they're adding USB 3. Yes!
About
time. Yes, that's good news. I was waiting and waiting and waiting. Of course, I don't really have a lot of USB devices anymore, other than external hard drives. And then, even then, I'll use a FireWire 800 interface because it's faster. Even, I think, FireWire 800 or a Thunderbolt would certainly be faster than the USB. Wow. And of course, they show this chart where you can get it shows the speed difference between USB 3 and 2. Like Apple had anything to do with that? Not really, but they're just explaining that USB 3 is faster. Pardon me. $548 people watching this live feed right now with 176 likes. Thank you for liking this live video. Thank you for liking all of the videos that we do for you guys. So it looks like they've got some just basic differences. Wow. Starting, the 11-inch MacBook Air starts at $999.
Yeah, we're not seeing a Retina display on that one, though. That's unfortunate.
Maybe unfortunate, but if you think about it, they're $999 for a MacBook Air with, let's see, a dual-core i5, 1.7 gigahertz. That's no slouch. 4 gigs of RAM, flash storage, and the 13-inch starts at $1199. It's got a higher resolution display, bigger battery life, available today. I think I have the 11-inch MacBook Air, and I love it. I mean, it does everything I needed to do. If I'm not upstairs in my home office where I have the other MacBooks, and I just grab it real quick, do what I need to do, and then shut it and then walk away. It's kind of a walk-around notebook, really. I've never traveled with it, though. Mostly because I need something that can handle a lot of video processing. And that, up until recently, was that MacBook Pro.
And it's actually $100 cheaper than the current MacBook Air models.
You know, it's going to be interesting to see what price points we're going to find in the marketplace for Windows 8 tablets with touchscreens. If they'd be right around $9.99, that would be compelling. If it was a decent product, $9.99 touchscreen Windows 8 tablet versus a MacBook Air at $9.99 no touchscreen. That's competitive. Or it would be, I should say. MacBook Pro is also getting the Ivy Bridge update. Turbo boost up to 3.7 gigahertz.
Getting a NVIDIA 650M graphics card, that's no slouch either. That's a really good card.
New Kepler architecture, up to 1 gig video memory. Man. You know, this is the thing that sucks about hardware upgrades, is it makes your current hardware seem so old. And I'm using a MacBook Pro to encode the daily vlogs. And really, I'm using a MacBook Pro to stream this onto YouTube, too. Wow, 13-inch MacBook Pro starts at $11.99. That's really decent. Pretty good battery life at 7 hours as well. Ah, and yes, by the way, they still have optical drives. But I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to upgrade any of the notebooks I have around here. There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah, unless you're a video encoder or editor, I don't see much there that's worth the update.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I was hoping to get the Mac Pro upgrade, if there is one coming down the pike. That remains to be seen. And then Diana will get my old Mac Pro. And we've talked about this, which isn't old. I mean, I've got an SSD in there, great video card. It supports dual displays.
Oh, this is important. We're seeing something new.
Ooh.
They're coming out with something new.
And it's underneath some kind of blanket. It's a virtual blanket, really.
Getting rid of optical drives, Ethernet ports.
Well, that's already happened. It's called the Air. Next generation MacBook Pro. Interesting. Ah, maybe this is where the Retina display is coming. Super Pro?
Oh.
Let's hope.
New killer, new display. This has got to be it.
I feel so giddy. This is like Christmas, even though I'm not getting anything. I'm getting announcements, and I'm just as excited as I am on Christmas.
It's just as expensive as Christmas, that's for sure.
I hope. Please. Diana would kill me if I bought a new MacBook Pro. Of course, they say the next generation MacBook Pro is the most beautiful computer we've ever made. They say that about everything.
Oh, it's apparently really thin, just like the Air.
Okay, so what makes it different? Super Air? Lighter than Air? Oh boy. Almost no ports It's thinner than
Oh
my
my.
finger.
It is about as thick as a USB port.
So they got to have USB. That looks like an SD slot from the side, and power. Well, Thunderbolt power. Wow, that is thin. But they haven't sacrificed features or power in terms of like the hardware inside, not necessarily outside. .71 inches thin. Wait, so how skinny is the MacBook Air? How does that compare? So the new MacBook Pros are basically like MacBook Airs. I'm guessing they killed the optical drive. Then again,
It's not quite as thin as the Air, but it is 25% thinner than the current MacBook Pro.
it's under 4.5 pounds. This thing's got to be power. Yeah, I see a USB port, SD, no FireWire, and a Thunderbolt. Lightest Pro ever. Retina display! I think I'm getting a new MacBook Pro today. You know what that means? I'm probably going to have to do something with my... I couldn't contain myself. I'm going to have to sell my other MacBooks. I have to have it. I have to sell my MacBooks. One of them. Which one should I sell? 2880 by 1800 resolution. Wow! That's better than my 30-inch screen. 220 pixels per inch. Okay, let's hear about the power inside. .4 inches. World's highest resolution notebook display. Notebook display. 4 times the number of pixels. What am I going to do? Here's the... What am I going to do? I'm going to have to do something. Yes, I am crunching my jaw. This is horrible news. This is horrible news. I don't need another one until I sell the... I can't just add another notebook that I don't need. I don't need it, but I want it.
Okay, reduced glare screen. That's important because, man, those things can be glary.
Surfing the web can be like experiencing magazine-like quality. By the way, if you visit lockergnome.com on your iOS device today, it should be formatted for the screen better. We pushed out an update. Ships with Lion. See, I don't think I would get one immediately, if only because I have I would wait for Mountain Lion to be released and then get it. You know, you might as well just wait. Then again, maybe I should go see it before I decide I want it. And now I'm waffling. But video on here, man. Ugh. Aperture's getting updated. Final Cut Pro's getting updated. God, talk about a fast way to make your current computer look like a slouch.
All right, that's cool. When preview window on Final Cut Pro is a full 1080p.
Yeah, try pulling that off on any other screen. Apps will have to be updated to take advantage of the new display. If they aren't, they'll be pixel doubled to come up to size. Wonder what that'll look like, though. Oh, they're showing Adobe on the screen, too, right now.
And they're taking their sweet time to announce a price. It's got to be through the roof.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be through the roof. And here's why. Because they're making a killer announcement. They want people to start using it. They want people to buy it. I don't think it's going to be that much. I mean, it'll be expensive. Certainly, you know, I would expect for this, $2,000. No. $2,000? Is that too high? $1,500. Would that be a killer price point for this?
$1,500, I would buy one tomorrow.
That's... What do you guys think? What do you think pricing? At what price would you buy this? 223 likes for this live video. Thank you. You can press the like button. Lets us know you like the live video, the discussion that we're doing. Oh, they're showing the innards right now. 2100, 1500. I think it's going to be 1500. I mean, think about it. We weren't expecting the iPad to be anywhere near 500, and it was. $1,500, man. And here's the thing. My dad's coming out here tomorrow. He's been thinking about getting a Mac. This may just do it. Fastest quad-core processors, 2.7 gigahertz turbo boost up to 3.7 gigahertz, assumedly also the latest generation. Quad-core i5 or i7. Fastest RAM, fastest graphics. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, the price is going to be shocking. Flash storage up to 768 gigs. Up to 16 gigs memory. 1,500. That's a guess. That's a total guess.
Oh, that SSD drive in it. My gosh. That's got to be an expensive drive.
Yeah, you're right. It's not going to be 1,500 with that. Well, no, that's up to. So maybe it's going to start like 128 or 256. Up to 7 hours, 30 days of standby, battery life. I'm telling you, the price is going to be the most shocking thing. Mark my words. Oh, SD card, HDMI! HDMI! Thunderbolt, USB, headphone, no FireWire though. That's disappointing. Because how am I going to connect my webcam to it? Or my digital camera that I use for the live stream stuff?
I'm sure there has to be a FireWire to Thunderbolt adapter out there somewhere.
Or should be soon. Yeah, I may have to look into that. Because I'm telling you, man, this is sweet. HDMI. My God, this is the first Mac with HDMI, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's something people have been asking for a very long time.
Phil's showing off some Thunderbolt accessories. Boy, this is killer. Apple 99 Man on YouTube. Will you be getting one, Chris? One could hope. I don't think I could do it unless I could figure out how to get it done. Oh, there we go. Matt, a FireWire 800 to the Thunderbolt adapter. They just announced. And a gigabit Ethernet adapter.
Awesome.
Okay, that just put it within the territory of possibility for me now. Because I use both Ethernet and FireWire on my current gen MacBook Pro for processing the video stuff. Backlit keyboard, kind of goes without saying. Multi-touch trackpad, duh. Sorry, Matt, if I'm covering up the mic here. Built-in Bluetooth 4.0, 802.11n, FaceTime HD, dual microphones. Okay, then they're basically going to demo it in a video.
If I'm seeing this right, a glass trackpad, that could be interesting.
checking out the comments on YouTube. The Lunar Eclipse 8 asks, Chris, do you want a new product? Like a brand new, like a washing machine, but not a washing machine, obviously? I don't know. I don't really need to upgrade my washer. Or anything else.
Okay. Cameron D. Ryan, 13-inch. I think this is coming out at 15.
Yeah, 15.6. Hello.
This damn Scotsman. Yeah, this looks to be, I'm not going to say it's an air killer, but why would you buy a MacBook 13 or 15 with this right there? I mean, yes, it may be a little bit more, but come on, even the low-end version of it just seems to be the better way to go.
Yeah, and I'd say this is probably the last generation of MacBooks with the optical drive.
Yeah, I'm guessing too. But when was the last time anybody used a CD, a disc, a DVD, other than to burn something for somebody?
Windows 8.
Oh, you weren't kidding. I just download Windows 8 through Parallels and then install it from there. Man, I really want to see that Retina display. I wonder if Apple will give me permission to go film in the Apple Store.
I just want to know when it's available, because it could be months away or it could be today.
I'm guessing they're ready.
Yeah, well, you say $1,500. I'm going for $3,000 in the UK.
1,500. This is a total I could be wrong. It could be 1999.
I'm gonna divide with Cameron in our chat room. I'm gonna say probably about 2,300.
I think they would shock people with the price.
Yeah, well, I'm going $3,000 UK, which is around $1,600 ish. Or at least it will be with Apple added tax and the rest.
So, this compares a 4.46. That compares to a MacBook 13-inch, not to an Air. So it'd be slightly heavier than an Air, but not quite as thin or as light. They eliminated the need for separate cover glass. Okay, now that's interesting. It's built directly into the unibody lid, which I wonder what that means for repairs. I've only had one screen shatter on me.
And now, the last generation of MacBook Pros has had a cooling issue, and I'm kind of wondering how that's going to play into a smaller design like this.
Dude, I was going to say this would be killer for Windows 8 if it was a touchscreen, but it's not a touchscreen. I don't think Apple's going to release a touchscreen computer. Well, they already have one, the iPad.
Well, if the screen is integrated, then yeah, for repairs, you're going to have to buy a brand new one. Although, if it's anything like in the UK, you'll get a substantially discounted price. You take it, I accidentally smashed my iPad 2 screen. I had to pay for a brand new iPad, but it was substantially discounted.
Matt, speaking of cooling, they just mentioned that it's an asymmetric fan that's supposed to be radically more quiet. I don't know if it's going to be run it cooler, though.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what this thing can do with video rendering, because that always kills the 13-inch.
Yeah, no doubt. It kills my MacBook, too. People cheered and oohed at the asymmetric fan, if only because most other manufacturers position it symmetrically. So maybe it does have an advantage in the sense that it runs quieter. Whether it runs cooler, I don't know.
Okay, Final Cut Pro can manage up to 9 streams of video simultaneously. No other notebook comes close to that kind of performance, says Apple.
That's insane.
Yeah. I have a significantly more powerful PC Windows desktop, and it chokes at 2 or 3.
It sounds like a pretty good desktop replacement.
Yes, it does.
Ah, there we go. Starting configuration, $21.99. Okay, maybe they didn't shock people with the price. Someone was close. They said 21.
Even at $21.99, that's still quite a significant laptop for a low amount of money.
15.4 Retina display, 2.3 gigahertz quad-core i7, 8 gigs of RAM, GeForce GT 650M, 1 gig, 256 gig storage, flash, of course, 7 hours at 4.46 pounds. That's basic. It's pretty stacked. Well, if I sold 2 of my MacBooks, I could probably pull something off.
I'll take one.
Now I gotta figure out how much I can sell them for. Because I'd sell my Air and this current one to get the new MacBook Pro with the Retina display. And it starts shipping today. But I'm not going to get it. I wouldn't get it today because I wait for Mountain Lion. Man.
The base model with a 256 gig flash storage, that is pretty impressive.
Well, it's stacked. Even the base model at 8 gigs of RAM, a pretty tremendous video card, decent flash storage.
It is competitive with the current MacBook line.
Wow. All right, next up, OS 10. This is paining me. Seriously, I'm pained. What am I going to do? I'm watching YouTube comments on one screen and watching live blogs on another.
Okay, now they're moving on to OS 10, it looks like. Hopefully we'll see a release date for Lion, which means we'll see a potential release date for the new Mac.
Mountain Lion? Well, the release date, new Mac. They haven't even talked about Mac.
The MacBook, if it ships with Lion, that means it has to be available after Mountain Lion ships. Or
Not
ships
necessarily.
with Mountain
No. They could ship it with Lion today. They're shipping the MacBook Airs with Lion today.
Yeah.
Yep, they're here to announce Mountain Lion. We are going to hear a shipping date, and I'm guessing it's going to be real soon. If they say today, my heart is going to stop. They're basically bragging that more Mac users adopted OS 10 Lion quicker than they did Windows 7. So that
is surprising.
Well, that's to say that more people who use Macs upgrade more frequently, or are more prone to upgrading than going if you're using the Windows operating system. A lot of people still use XP or Vista, and it took a longer time to get Windows 7.
Well, yeah, because Windows 7 cost hundreds of dollars compared to $29 for Lion.
Cheap. Ooh, there's a new app icon. They're showing off some new features. It looks like it's a clock with something like an alarm clock. And there's also a microphone. Is Siri coming to the desktop?
Oh, I hope so.
Golf 256 says, at least they're not updating their Mac Pro. Imagine if you had to budget for both a new MacBook Pro and a Mac Pro. No, I find sponsors. If someone wants to sponsor the upgrades, I'd be happy to splash your logo here, there, whatever. What? Hey, I'll do anything for a new Mac. You want me to wear your hat? I'll wear your hat. You want me to wear your underwear? I draw the line. Siri on the desktop would be awesome. We're also bringing integration with your documents, feature called Documents in the Cloud. Not as interesting to me. I'm a huge fan of Google Docs. It's my go-to productivity software. It absolutely is. And maybe Apple will change that, but it'd be shocking. When you launch Pages now, it shows all the docs you have in the cloud, makes them available across all your devices. That's interesting. But I'm a big collaborator with Documents. Come on, who else loves Google for Google Drive and Docs? I mean, I can't be the only one.
My calendar's on Google Calendar, and I never use a dedicated iCal.
I use iCal, but I connect to an Exchange server at this point. I pay for that. Pages, Numbers, Keynote, Preview, and Text Edit. We have a developer SDK so you can add support. So now developers will be able to add support for the cloud for their Mac apps. It's a pretty big deal. Still not going to replace Google Docs for me, I don't think. Not immediately, at least. Of course, I've got a lot of junk in Google Docs. It's not even funny. I probably should, at some point, need to figure out a way to more easily comb through that crap. But I'd say most of my documents today are tracked on Google. Of course, they've already talked about some of the Mountain Lion features like messages, reminders, and notes. I think I've been using messages on my phone. What I'll do if I'm out and about and I need to leave a note for myself, I have messages usually pulled up on my primary machine, my desktop machine, and I send a text to myself using iMessage, and then it pulls up on the desktop, so when I get home I see the reminder there. That's how I do it. And I like responding on the computer versus on the phone because it's easier to type. I'm a huge iMessages or Messages fan. So I think more than anything, they're going to be integrating a lot of that data from your mobile device to your desktop. Notes, reminders. You know, it doesn't matter if you're using an iOS device or a classic computer. It's going to just be seamless for you. In terms of your data. Oh, including messages, yes. Yeah, Brian, I've loved messages as well. I don't have it running on all of my machines right now, just primarily on the one that I'm using on the desktop.
That is pretty interesting. I like that.
What's that?
I like the fact that you can answer messages on your phone without leaving your Mac. I like that.
Well, you've been able to do that currently. Plus, it's an easy way. I'll send a video off to Dad or Diana, and it'll automatically show up on messages on the desktop too. It's insanely convenient. But as noted on one of the live blogs, these features are not new. They were already announced many months ago. They're just getting around to demonstrating them. We're likely then going to see some flagship software updates, possibly Pages, Keynote, and Numbers. Well, certainly they'd be updated for better iCloud support.
I'd like like to see another update to iMovie.
Yeah, iLife. Yeah, the whole suite. Although I don't know, we'll see if they announce something today. Next up, they're talking about Notification Center, which I don't use as much on iOS as I thought I would. I never installed Growl on the desktop either. I'm the kind of guy that gets annoyed by pop-up messages. I don't want to see them. So the alerts message, or the messages show up on the upper right corner of your screen. You know, it would be really interesting. Well, I don't know. We'll see how it works when we actually get a chance to play with it. Oh, here is this the Siri announcement or a Siri announcement? There's a microphone on the screen. Dictation built into the system, works everywhere. Okay, it's just dictation. They didn't say anything about Siri. Just dictation. Works everywhere. You can talk into Facebook if you want, and even third-party applications like Microsoft Word. Might be fun. I don't know. I'm still not a big dictation guy. I've used it on the mobile phone, though. Mobile phone as opposed to a desktop phone. I've used it on the phone, like if I want to dictate a message. And it usually does pretty well with, or at least on iOS. We'll see how well it works on the desktop. There's a new, like, share button. So it's an easy way to send something to one point on the internet or another. Like Twitter, AirDrop, Flickr, email, message. Pretty convenient. And I think that's built into the OS so that developers can code it into their apps. Next is the new Safari. I'm a Chrome user. But it is pretty neat. You can tweet directly from apps. If you connect to, hey, get this, if you connect to a projector, those notification messages are disabled automatically. That's smart.
Oh, yes, I like that.
Ditto.
Looks like Safari is doing exactly what Chrome's done and is got an omnibar or a unified smart search field just like Chrome. And allegedly, their JavaScript is faster than Chrome 19, Firefox 13, and IE 9, at least with this next version of Safari. But that's a pretty competitive landscape. iCloud tabs. Again, this is very reminiscent of the way that Chrome works. I don't know if I can move back to Safari. I'm just so used to Chrome. If only for the syncing of passwords. Not so much of tabs. I don't do a lot of syncing of tabs. If I want to get a website from one point to another, I'll usually just iMessage it to myself. But it does sync across your devices. See, my dad's the type of person who doesn't like the syncing. It annoys him. Whereas, to me, it's like, nice. It's convenient. Let me put it this way. These are nice features. So you'd be able to pull up the same sites on your desktop. Or, I'm sorry, iOS device. Dad just sent a clip. Hang on. Dad just iMessaged me. Let's see what he says. Oh, maybe I shouldn't play this back for everybody yet.
Yeah, I'm heading for Seattle, heading for Seattle. I wonder what it's like there. I know my son is waiting. I can't wait to see him. I wonder what we'll eat some.
Okay, I'm going to put the rest of that in today's vlog. Oh, okay. Thank you, Dad. The Perillo vlog will be very interesting over the next week.
Oh dear.
Someone's asking, will Mountain Lion run smoother than Lion? Lion doesn't run anything but smooth for me, I guess. No announcement of Siri, just dictation. New scrolling architecture based on core animation, lightning fast, really awesome. Showing docks and tabs on his iPad and iPhone right now. I wish, that's the one thing I do not like about Google Chrome is its scrolling performance is horrible. I mean, it's absolutely nasty. But I still use Chrome. I just like the way that the tabs work. I like the way it synchronizes. I like the features. I like the fact that they're updating it frequently. I don't know. We'll take a look at Safari. Used it forever. The thing I don't like about Safari the most is it doesn't use fave icons in the tabs, and that's, to me, is crucial. Sorry, I was silent for a few seconds. Everyone's reading. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they haven't put Siri on the desktop yet. They're probably still working through a lot of kinks. Yeah, there's going to be a few nice updates with Mountain Lion. Redefined Clank on YouTube says he uses Rockmelt for browsing. I only know 2 people, and you're one of them, who uses Rockmelt. Rockmelt's interesting, but beyond that, You can tweet directly from the notification center. That's interesting. So like a reply in the notification center. And the nice thing is you can dictate your tweet. Here's new. Something new called Power Nap. Okay, that's that little feature, that little icon I saw earlier. It's a new technology called Power Nap. I wonder what it has to do with anything. Keeps your Mac up to date while it sleeps? Wait a minute, what? Okay, this sounds interesting. Your Mac will now update itself and sync itself when it's offline. When it's charging, it'll back itself up, or back up itself. Sounds a little weird.
Yeah, like what the iPhone and iPad already do. It just means that it won't sleep just as soundly anymore.
Silent, power efficient, works with MacBook Airs and the new MacBook Pro. Next is AirPlay mirroring. I wish I could push my iOS screen to a Mac screen. That would be too awesome, but it's probably not going to happen. Looks like AirPlay mirroring will push to an Apple TV. If only. We'll also support sending audio to AirPlay-enabled stereo systems and speakers from the desktop. It's a nice feature. Although I'm not really a huge AirPlay user. I use it primarily for my iOS devices sneezing up to the Apple TV that we have in our bedroom. And my biggest frustration is that more apps don't support AirPlay. It's actually maddening. Game Center. There are no games for the Mac. Really? Chris, that is available. iPhone to Mac. It is? Yeah, it's probably a hack. And I'm not big into jailbreaking at all. They support blah, 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 blah. They're doing a demo, yada, yada, yada. Nothing really exciting to me about that. But then again, I'm not a huge gamer. You know, I bet you Apple put an HDMI port on those new MacBook Pros for different systems that are out there because HDMI is pretty well supported. You know, killing off DVI and VGA altogether. So we haven't heard anything about Apple TV yet. This is the first we've heard, although they're just doing a demo. They're not talking anything specific. We also haven't heard anything about iOS 6 yet. But this would lead me to believe that we're not going to hear that much about the next iPhone. Because they're taking a lot of time.
One thing they are announcing regarding gaming is that multiplayer is supported across devices. So I could sit on my Mac and play a game with somebody on an iPhone. And that, to me, is revolutionary.
And that is kind of nice. And I'm surprised Microsoft hasn't done something like that with the Xbox and Windows Phone yet.
I think, if I remember right, they're wanting to do something like that, but haven't got round to it yet.
Yeah, I guess, Matt, now that you mention it, that is a pretty big deal for gamers. You know, not have to worry about gaming with other people, you know, one platform or another. And why would you care that the person's on one device?
So long as there's no lag.
I can't imagine there would be any lag. I mean, especially if you're talking about a gaming server, it wouldn't matter what platform you were using.
No, because most of the time it's dictated by your internet connection.
Yeah.
And so long as, well...
Yeah, but see, I tend not to play, A, games, B, games directly with friends, either turn by turn or anything else. And I usually turn off the Game Center notifications. I think I've got, if I look at my iPhone... I probably have, like, friend requests out the wazoo. Yeah, I've got, like, 9 friend requests that I'm not gonna... I don't know any of these people. And, like, I only add you if I know you. 200 new features total in the Mountain Lion update. Including, it looks like... password autofill in Safari, Launchpad search, encrypted backups, location-based reminders, Twitter profile pictures and contacts, Male VIPs, I don't know what that means. Rename from the title bar, that's cool. Dashboard widget browser, okay, that might be interesting. Keyboard shortcut for duplicate, nice. Do not track in Safari, huzzah. Folders in Notes, sweet. Simplified scanning, that's interesting. Calendar sidebar, drag and drop files and screen sharing, ha! Apps push updates, is that what that is? Easier AirPrint setup, okay, that's interesting. Go full screen on any monitor, that's kind of interesting. Sorry, I was trying to read the screenshot there. That's wild. Did you guys catch any other small updates on Mountain Lion? And of course the price is going to be $29. Like, that's a given. How much is the upgrade from Windows 7 to 8? Isn't it, if you buy a PC today, it's like, what, 15?
Well, I am seeing that right now they're announcing a lot of new features for Chinese users. So they definitely are, as reports have said, pushing for more of China's market share.
And wow, I've just seen how much they're
Whew.
charging for it.
$19.99. $20 upgrade. Ha ha! And that's a $20 upgrade for all your systems. Every one of them. Available today? Available today? Please, 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 please. Please, please.
And I challenge Microsoft to come anywhere close to that with Windows 8. I challenge them.
20 bucks for all your computers. This is for upgrades from Lion and all the way from Snow Leopard. Today, please, please, please. This would make it Christmas. This would make it Christmas. Want, now. Today! Oh, no, today, developer preview. Near final preview. Guess we'll have to wait another month or so. 2 months. Developer preview will be released today. But that's pretty cheap. 20 bucks? Come on. Yeah, Bentar, his heart just sank. You're not the only one, Ben. I wanted it to be today so badly. Oh, I love software updates. Speaking of, iOS 6. By the way, thanks.
Shipping in July.
Oh, what's that, Matt?
It's shipping in July.
Shipping in July. Wow. 587 people watching this live stream. Thank you for liking this video. Really appreciate the support. We have our regular Geek Out coming up later today. And of course, today's vlog has already been uploaded to the channel. If you have not yet subscribed to the Locker Gnome YouTube channel, do it. Somewhere. There's a button that says subscribe. Just do it. Our subscribers have actually been increasing for the past week. And I'm very happy to report that after YouTube did its old user cleanse. Most iOS users, the install base is 80% iOS 5, the latest iOS. Now, the reason why they're saying this is because most users on Android are still running Gingerbread. That's a slap across Google's face right there. Most people are on iOS 5. iOS 5 review, 700 billion push notifications per day. Per day! That's insane. iMessage sends, at 140 million users, more than 150 billion messages. A billion per day. Messages is huge, and that's really a big deal, especially in relation to the carriers and SMS. We just talked about it on Friday. 3 times growth in iOS users for Twitter, 10 billion tweets from iOS 5, 47% of photos from iOS 5 as well. But I hate the Twitter desktop app on OS 10 right now. And I've yet to find any other Twitter app that I like.
Really?
Yeah. It's old. I mean, Twitter hasn't updated its desktop app in at least a year, or seemingly. They haven't even updated the photo services on Twitter in the app on OS 10. 130 million accounts on Game Center, 5 billion scores per week. Here's my question. How many Xbox Live accounts are out there? It's got to be way more than that. Do we have a count anywhere?
I think the last I heard it was like 100 and something, 140 mil.
Oh. So Game Center's quickly approaching Xbox Live subscription numbers? Wow.
Well, Game Center is so easy to be a part of. I mean, if you own an iPhone and you download any games at all, you're almost bound to have an account.
Yeah, and plus it's free. Whereas Xbox Live is free, but to get gold or silver, you have to pay.
According to the wiki, Xbox Live accounts 40 million members.
Just 40 million? Wow. So Game Center is already trouncing Xbox in terms of a marketplace for gamers. Now they're talking about iOS 6 updates, over 200 new features, including Siri. Now you can send a text, FaceTime someone, create a reminder, move a meeting, set up a meeting, make a call, play a song, reply to a text, get weather, find your friends, set an alarm. You couldn't do this before?
Yes, and it's all well and good that Siri can do all this stuff, but please put Siri on the iPad. Please.
And at least make sure he, in the UK, can actually understand us.
Apparently someone saw a new Maps icon on the screen. Whoa. They pulled up, this is interesting, they pulled up sports scores within Siri. My dad is going to freak out over that. You could say something like, what was the score of the last Giants game? And it pulls it in. Oh, I wish I loved sports. I do. I wish. You can even ask what someone's batting average is. Dude, it's like a live baseball card. Oh, it's insane. Okay, that is pretty freaking cool, dude. I wish I liked sports. Dang it. I know many geeks like sports. I just never got into it. That is pretty freaking cool. See,
Yeah,
now
that is pretty cool.
it would be just as interesting for me if you could say, Siri, what was the latest photo my wife posted to Facebook? And then it pulled in the latest photo she posted. You know what I'm saying? Because that's relevant.
See, now Siri can solve bar bets. Who's taller, LeBron James or Shaq? You know, and you can ask Siri that and it'll answer.
Yeah, but will it understand you when you're ever so slightly...
Inebriated.
That's the word.
For a lot of us, that's the only time Siri understands us.
Yes, very true.
It's interesting. Apparently the crowd is just not enthused about the sports stuff. Sports is a big deal.
Functionality is basically an expansion of what's already there. I mean, Wolfram Alpha has all this information.
It just surfaces it in human, readable, viewable form. It pulls in more content in terms of restaurants, including open table support, so you can make a reservation right from there. So they've got official support for open table, which is a nice service.
And that would be nice if we had it in the UK, but we don't.
Sorry. They've also formed a partnership with Yelp. It'll launch the Yelp app, or you can get the open table reservation right there.
That's something I'm waiting for. I wanted to see more apps actually take advantage of Siri, and even though it's still very limited, I want to see that opened up for apps.
They also integrated Rotten Tomatoes, which is great news. That's really where I go to get a lot of the reviews. They seem to be spot on. Usually. Then again, I can ask people in my community like what they think about a movie, and generally speaking, they're what more people or most people think. It tends to be how I feel about any particular review. That is to say, we think the same. And you can watch the trailer from within. That's nice. It's easier to get to the information. It's cleaner. And I think what I like about that is it's less invasive. The problem is I've got to get over the habit of, opening up an app to look at data. I can ask Siri directly. And I had this issue with setting reminders and texting and doing all that other stuff that Siri could do. I just still find it just as easy to open the app. You can even ask about directors or actors now. Another thing Siri learned, how to launch apps. Yes! That I like.
You were just asking about a better way to navigate apps. There you go.
That's it. Because normally I have to search.
Oh, the new Maps app icon looks good.
Oh, I do want to see what they're doing with maps.
What's this passbook icon they have on the home screen now? Passbook. A way to store something there. You see that? You see that icon?
Yeah. There's an airplane, movie tickets.
You know what's interesting about that map icon? It looks like a live GPS type of app. Are they going to do turn by turn?
Passbook reminds me, when I took a flight this weekend, a lot of people were using their iPhones as their tickets for getting on planes. They just scanned it with a little scanner.
They're doing something with Siri, eyes free, is what they're calling it. So better compatibility with people in the car.
It looks like they're trying to make it model after Ford Sync, which could be a very good thing.
I have Toyota Entune and it kind of sucks.
BMW, GM, Mercedes, Land Rover, Jaguar, Audi, Toyota, Chrysler, and Honda are integrated.
Dang. I just got a new Toyota. Yeah, you can tweet directly from Siri now. You know, Matt, I'm impressed that you knew all those logos. Wow, that's pretty neat. I don't use Siri that much in the car. There's a lag with the audio, unfortunately. Keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road. Hey, that's kind of what I say. 2 hands on the wheel and 4 eyes on the road.
They're talking about all the different languages that are being supported by Siri. Scottish, not yet available. Sorry, Scotsman.
Now you can do local search in China, and we're taking Siri beyond the iPhone 4S and bringing it to the new iPad. There you go, Matt.
Thank you. If only I had a new iPad.
Sorry. Next, Facebook. Ooh, interesting. Will the app stop sucking now? Although I use Tweetbot for my Twitter app. The default Twitter app has sucked since the latest round of updates. Ugh. It's disgustingly bad.
And remember here, folks, Facebook is heavily involved with Microsoft, so it could be kind of interesting.
Well, these services more and more are in bed with each other more than people realize. Just like Twitter, sign in once and those credentials will be shared. Awesome! I use Facebook to log into just about everything out there.
And don't forget that at D11, D12, whatever the All Things Digital Conference was, Tim Cook did say that they were working very, very closely with Facebook. So
now with the Facebook Skype integration, I would like to see that come to the iPhone.
I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, you can post pictures, sites, blah, 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 blah. You name it, you can clutter up your friends' feeds with it. Yeah, great. So you can post to Facebook and Twitter easily. But what about Google Plus? I'm not laughing because Google Plus is laughable. I'm not surprised that Google Plus is not integrated here. I wonder though, why couldn't I post to both Facebook and Twitter at the same time? Why is it got to be one or the other? Oh, it's interesting. You can what they did was in the notification center, guys, they added tap to tweet or tap to post to Facebook icons in notification center. That's pretty quick. That's kind of nice. Contact integration as well.
Uh-oh.
Facebook events will appear in calendars and birthdays. I need to unfriend a few people then. Or I hope I can turn that feature off. We've taken the same integration. They brought it to the Mac. What was that?
Contact syncing included as well.
Yep. And they brought it to the Mac too. I really got to clean up my contact list. Which means the only way to make sure everybody has your latest information is to put it on Facebook.
Yeah. And this is something you're not going to see happen with Google Plus.
Oh no.
I just don't see that happening here.
No. Oh, there's a new reminder feature in the phone. It says you've probably been in a meeting, so someone calls you. You can't answer it right now. You have to decline it. Now you can reply with a message or remind me later. You can press that. In fact,
and that is an Android feature that I am so happy to see come to the iPhone. My gosh, I've been waiting for that.
The only thing that sucks about the reply with message, and they have default messages for reply to, like, what's up, I'm on my way, I'll call you later. What if it's not a mobile number that cannot receive messages? You can also get reminded in an hour, when I leave, when I get home, when I get to work. That's pretty cool. Next up is something we're calling Do Not Disturb. Interesting. Okay, I'm liking these features. But what does that mean? Oh, turning off everything. So basically a do not disturb, like in the middle of the night. You wouldn't get woken up in the middle of the night. God, that's an awesome feature. Oh man, I hope they make that really super simple to set. I may be setting that thing every night.
I hope it's on a timer, because that would be the one advantage of it.
It looks like a manual toggle right now. I'd imagine they'd be set. Yep, there you go, Matt. Do not disturb. Scheduled from X time to X time. Allow calls from a certain group of people.
Bingo.
Oh, yeah.
That is a feature someone in our community mentioned they wanted. They wanted to be able to get a call from family if family called for an emergency, but not anyone else. That is perfect.
That's genius. Repeated calls. When enabled, a second call from the same person within 3 minutes will not do something. I can't. Let me see here. If someone calls a second time in 3 minutes, it will come through. Oh, I see. So if they call twice, they kind of get around the do not disturb. Next up, FaceTime. FaceTime over cellular! Oh, no more need for Wi-Fi. No more need for Wi-Fi. Neener, neener, neener. Well, there goes Tango's market share. No, hang on, let's see here. Let other people reach you at these two things. New iMessages and FaceTime calls will be sent from your phone number, so you can configure where they're coming from or how it's getting in. The problem with FaceTime and all these devices that I have is that everything rings at the same time. So I have to like turn it off on one thing and another. They're unifying the phone number and Apple ID, so if someone calls on your phone number for FaceTime, you can answer it on your iPad or Mac. We're doing the same thing with iMessage. That's actually kind of good news. I like that. I like that a lot. You guys got to be excited about that. That should make it easier. Cleaner.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all about making it clean and easy and not having to just think about all this stuff. And most users, I think, are that way. They just want it to work.
Like offline reading lists, that's a great feature for folks to get on airplanes.
An offline reading list, yep. iCloud tabs, of course. Yeah, see, I don't really use the reading list feature. Well, I don't use Safari. It may be useful for some people. It's just not useful for me as much. Also adding the ability to upload photos right from Safari to your favorite websites. Nice. Finally. Of course, I need to clean up my digital lifestyle. It's so much easier to do now. It's just that I take pictures and then I forget. Oh, I just killed my phone. Hang on. My photo stream is junk right now. It's so messed up. Smart app banners. What does that mean? Oh, smart app banners. So if you are in Safari and there's an app available for the website, you can, it'll load it. You know, if you ever been to a website that says, hey, you download our iOS app, they just make it cleaner. That's pretty impressive. The browser can also push URLs to the app so that users can pick up where they left off. And if you go landscape now, Safari supports full screen. That's cool. That's actually kind of nice. More space. All right, that's a good one. That's a good one. Shared photo streams. Actually, the problem with my photo stream is that I take so many photos. I would subscribe to someone's photo stream, like my family's.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the photo stream with multiple people.
Well, here's the problem, is that I take so many photos, like a lot of duplicates, to get the right shot. I have to, like, cull through.
And I share accounts with my wife, and if we both had PhotoStream up, it would just be chaos.
But this is pretty cool. I'll be able to subscribe to Diana's, and she'll be able to subscribe to mine. I just have to clear out my photo stream, that's all. Yikes. And you can comment on someone's photo stream? Choose the photos, choose the friends. Friends will get a notification. The photos will appear in an album. Friends can comment. Kind of like Facebook. Weird. That's pretty cool, though. So I guess anybody could subscribe to my photo stream. Should I open it up to everybody? Quickly access email from important people in your VIP mailbox. Nice. Good for nomies. And it gets a little star. So it's like it's a virtual inbox. Interesting feature. The ability to insert a photo or video in line. Oh my God, thank you. Normally you had to go within the photo app to mail it from the photo app. Now you can just insert it. Huh. Yes, right from the compose window. Awesome.
Okay, that was interesting. The friends get push notification, will see the album, and can be viewed in iPhoto, Aperture, Windows, and Apple TV. So it's not limited to just iOS.
That is pretty cool. I just have to figure out how to better organize all my photos. And I mean, I save some amount of photos, but more than anything, I'm taking video now with the vlogs.
Okay, now we're talking Passbook, which is the icon you noticed earlier.
Yeah. The simplest way to get all your passes in one place? Like movie passes and...
Yeah, like I mentioned before, like airline tickets can now be completely digital. You don't even have to print anything out now.
Oh, they're showing... Yeah, speaking of air, they showed a United app, the Starbucks app, another app. Yeah. A way to store cards and movie ticket apps. Or boarding passes. Support for Target, Fandango, Starbucks, Amtrak, Apple Store, duh. United, MLB.
It's getting closer to where your iPhone becomes your credit cards, becomes your hub for everything.
Well, I use my phone every day at Starbucks. So, wait a minute. So how do you install new support? We've created templates to make it easy for devs. This is, well, think about this. I mean, I use an app called Keyring. I'll show you here.
Ooh, Fandango. Okay,
See,
that could be cool.
So I use an app called Keyring, and it has like all my affinity cards, like, you know, Build-A-Bear, Fred Meyer, Lego VIP, Best Buy, All the Best Pet Care, Albertsons, Men's Warehouse, Office Max, and I have to use this app. Now what they're saying is that the support can be built in directly within iOS, so it's cleaner, it's easier. This is great. I love this. This is perfect.
Yeah, for the live blog, Keyring just got obsoleted.
Yeah, basically Keyring's dead now. Well, not dead yet. If the app isn't supported in the Passbook, then you'd still have to use a separate system to manage the cards. But I need that because I'm not going to carry around all these affinity programs. I love that travel stuff too.
Yeah, I remember in the UK, there's a program called The Gadget Show. I think it was last year or the year before, when they were talking iPhone 4 or 4S, they said that one of the rumours was that Apple was going to bring RFID to the iPhone, so that means you could actually use it. Like Barclaycard have RFID in their credit cards now. So it's just swipe and it's paid for, and that's what Apple were going to go for. This could be the start of it.
Potentially. Geolocate will pull up your card when you're nearby a store, like when you get to your local Starbucks.
This is all about putting less stuff in your pockets and getting things done faster. I love this.
This is pretty exciting. Cards are live. It'll update your boarding pass with gate change info. Ha! That's a pretty neat app. I love it. I'll definitely be using this. If you delete a pass, it shows a little shredder. That's kind of cute. It's a little window dressing. Now they're announcing accessibility updates. Aren't they going to update the YouTube app, please? For the love of God and all that is holy. Make it not suck. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, no problem, Dragon.
I don't know. That's another Google product.
Wait, what is?
YouTube.
It is another Google product, but that's where 99% of the world gets its videos and puts its videos. I mean, they've partnered with Vimeo, but I doubt they would replace the YouTube app icon. I doubt it. They might. So they're making a few updates for accessibility, including a single app mode, which basically means you can only run one app. You can't exit out.
Great for education, especially in the elementary levels. I mean, you just hand them this. Here's your test. Fill it out.
Well, not just that, but kids, hello. Here's my iPhone. You know. But you don't want to mess around with everything. You can only play this game.
Okay, they're talking about maps.
Maps. Here we go. Maps. Turn by turn. Do you guys want to place any wagers? Turn by turn is here. Look at that icon.
Just based on the icon, I would not disagree. It's definitely here.
That icon is telling me that it's. Ooh. Now they zoomed in. They show the arrow icon and a 3D button. It definitely ain't Google Maps. These photos look stellar. And here's the thing. Google will still be able to release a Google Maps app for the iPhone or for iOS.
It looks like that Apple built this themselves.
They acquired 3 different companies over the past few years. And the mapping technology is stellar.
Oh, man, those maps are gorgeous.
Now part of Maps is local search. We've already ingested more than 100 million business listings. Info cards are very well populated. Yelp integration in there too. Info cards. We're also building a traffic service. Incident reports. Okay. Will it be better than what's there before? Looks pretty clean. I don't know what's up with that font, though. That almost looks like a Seago UI from Windows in the font in the new Maps apps. Anonymous, real-time, crowdsourced. That could lead to some interesting scenarios. Built-in turn-by-turn navigation. Well, there just went one value for Android. Or should I say another. Turn-by-turn, turn-by-turn.
It'll be interesting to see how that compares to Motion X and all the other turn-by-turn
It's
apps.
not going to compare. Matt, come on. It's Apple. It's not going to compare. Once you find a place you'd like to go, just tap Quick Route. Very GPS turn-by-turn. Oh. This is cool. This makes me want to mount or get an iPad mount for the car. Faster route available due to traffic rerouting can save 10 minutes. Dude. That is cool.
Pop-up notification if you need to be rerouted due to traffic concerns. That's cool.
Siri integration, of course. My MacBook sounds like it's about ready to take off.
I think we're going to see a lot more in-dash iPad docks now.
Art, you can ask Siri, are we there yet? It says, relax and enjoy the drive. You'll be there in 14 minutes. Wow. That's pretty cool, dude. I think it's just killed the GPS market. I mean, up until now, I was saying, well, yeah, get an Android if you want turn by turn. I mean, you could use a third-party app, but ultimately, when you use an Apple application, usually everything else pales by comparison. Here we go. We've been building a 3D photographic model of cities all over the world called Flyover.
Oh, wow.
And it looks... The pictures won't do it justice. You have to see the video of this. And even though we can't see the video now, you could look at, I think it's C3 Technologies on YouTube right now before they upload this the video before you get your hands on iOS 6. But it will make everything else look horrible. Again, they acquired this company. Apple didn't create it. They acquired the technology. The info cards definitely look rich. 3D looks fantastic. I think it's C3. Hang on, let me check. Yep, C3 Technologies. Just look for that on YouTube. It's mind-blowing. Everything is vector in new maps. Vector. Okay, that's interesting. So it'll be clean.
And scalable.
Very scalable. Insanely scalable. Satellite view, of course. Extremely fast performance on the iPad, they note.
Yeah, it'll be extremely fast because it's vector as well.
Yeah. You can set bookmarks, of course, still. Bookmarks look like they're translucent. Huge applause from the room. Trust me, guys, when you see it, you're going to love it. I mean, even if you can't stand Apple, Flyover is insane. Being rendered in real time, whew, that's exciting. And it's an iOS 6. And it's coming. Win. They're going to say it's not available yet. They're going to say, you can download iOS 6 developer preview today. That's the most frustrating part about these announcements, is they're so titillating and yet, Hang on. I'm back. So it's almost like Street View. Not exactly. Flyover is at a much higher level. I don't know if you can get down to the street level, though. That would be awesome. I don't know if it's going to kill Google Street View.
It would be difficult to compete with Street View since Google actually took photos.
Yeah, and I don't think Apple has. So it hasn't killed Street View yet. And I don't think Apple's going for that. I mean, they got the turn-by-turn stuff, and it looks like they're getting ready to demo it. Siri tells you where to go. That's nice. Oh, I'm waiting for some screenshots to show up. Don't know if you're going at street level.
I just love how simple everything looks. It's very easy to read.
Well, think about it. You're using the GPS in the car. You need clear directions. It does look very clean with
I
directions.
do want to see a night mode. There should be a night mode with this.
Oh, yeah, there almost have to be. Yeah, it's interesting. With the turn-by-turn, it looks like there are 3D models on the street. From one view. I mean, I assume there's many, many, many views.
So if this is powered by Apple, I wonder if there's going to be a website that desktop users can plan routes through.
Oh, that's a good question, Matt. It certainly would make sense to integrate that within iCloud.
Yeah, and then you say, okay, go with that, and it'll send it straight to your phone, and then it's ready for you.
Yeah, no announcement in that. Yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah, I think that night mode would be a good thing to add. Certainly a finishing touch. Improve. So in 6, Game Center challenges, Game Center friends from Facebook. Improve privacy controls, redesigned stores. App in Safari.
Custom vibrations. That's awesome.
Custom vibrations for alerts. They had custom vibrations for ringtones. Personal dictionary in iCloud. Voiceover improvements.
Apparently some improvements in HDR.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, HDR improvements. I see.
IPv6.
Yeah, that was a given. Alarm with song. Oh, cool. Faster JavaScript. Lost mode? I wonder what that is.
New signatures or personal versus work email.
Ah. Location-based reminders for iPad. Manual reorder of reminders.
Okay, lost mode. Apparently, if you lose your phone, you can have it display another phone number on the screen, and somebody that finds it taps the screen, and they'll give you a call.
Oh, that's nice. Nice little feature. If they use it. Pass kit, map kit. These are all new items in the SDK. Video stabilization in the SDK. In-app content purchases. Audio and video sampling during playback. Control camera focus and exposure. CSS filters. In-app purchase hosted content. Pull to refresh on table views. Sweet. State preservation. Awesome. Frame drop data. Inner app audio.
Oh,
Wow.
I just noticed face detection on the camera. That's pretty good.
Yeah, they have that now, but now they're just making it available in the SDK. That's good news for, well, developers and for users of the apps. iOS 6 beta today. So you could get the beta. It works with iPhone. 6 will go iPhone 3GS and later. iPad and iPod Touch 4th gen and up. It'll ship this fall. Huh. That's one hell of a series of announcements today, folks.
Ooh, the first generation iPad isn't going to get it.
Yeah, that's kind of a shock, actually, that it wouldn't get iOS 6. I wonder why.
I think it has a more powerful processor than the 3GS.
I know it has a more powerful processor than 3GS. That is interesting. So nothing available other than hardware today. Which is exciting and yet disappointing at the same time. Have to wait later this year.
I was really hoping for an iPod Touch update.
Yeah. That may come though, assumedly with the next iPhone announcement, which could be later this summer, or potentially closer to fall. Well, of course, they wouldn't roll out iOS 6 without the next iPhone. That's going to be a huge live YouTube feed. What?
Part of me kind of hopes that Tim Cook does a one more thing.
They haven't done a one more thing in a long time, though. Honestly, when was the last time you heard Apple do a one more thing?
Probably WWDC 2010. It's been a while, absolutely.
What would they do a one more thing about? I mean, they've kind of gone through the series of announcements. I haven't seen a one more thing in ages.
Yeah, just wishful thinking on my part. That new MacBook has to be the star of the show, though. That is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, it's the only thing that's really... I mean, yes, the MacBooks, the other MacBooks are updated, but it's the only thing that's really shipping that's new. New. Yeah, I'm sure many people will be going hands-on with that. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for the likes, if you can spare them. Appreciate those, as always. Gotta wait for Mountain Lion and iOS 6. Just like iOS 5, we had to wait for the iPhone 4S. And even then, we were able to get a hold of it like a few days ahead of time. So, I guess that's it. I'm not... Who's choking up? I'm not choking up.
Tim Cook is. He's mentioning how happy everyone is to get up in the morning and how Apple is changing the world.
Oh. So, that's it. Thanks again for playing along. We will be recording another Geek Out to be uploaded later today. Of course, as I said, we already have today's vlog uploaded. Take a look at that if you haven't already. And time to go take a look at some more screenshots we can find on the web. Oh yeah, we'll see you later.